What's going on, y'all? It's Ty the Lee King. So somebody asked me the other day, like, they're looking to get a business checking account and they wanted to know which one to get. And they actually said they were thinking about getting a business checking account with Navy Federal. And I was like, why? Right? And they were like, why not? And I was just like, well, what is your goal when it comes to getting a business checking account? What are you looking to get out of that business checking account? Have you done your research? So if you haven't done your research, I'm gonna tell you the best business bank accounts that you should get and why you probably shouldn't get Navy Federal for a business checking account. And if you disagree, leave a comment down below, but I'm gonna get straight into it. Starting off with the one you shouldn't get, or the type of business bank account you probably shouldn't get, is any credit union. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm just joking. So like, no, seriously, why would you get a business bank account for a credit union? Well, just let's ask ourselves why. Do they have any products that will give you like 0 interest on a credit card? Huh? Where? Like on a business credit card. All right. So that's the thing. That's the first thing that I look for when deciding on when to get a business checking account and from where and which bank, right? So when people mention, oh yeah, I'm about to open up a business checking account with Navy Federal, I'm like, bruh, no. Like, if they don't have 0%, no special. I haven't heard anybody say anything exciting, remotely exciting, when it comes to business and Navy Federal. Navy Federal is more for personal funding, personal credit, building up your personal credit. You can do the pledge loan. There's a ton of. This car right here is financed by Navy Federal. Navy Federal is like Navy Federal is the best and the worst credit union in the world, right? They have their ups, they have their downs, right? I've personally done like $250,000 worth of pledge loans with Navy Federal, like tons of business with Navy Federal. They gave me my highest credit card limit on the personal side at $49,000, right? So I say that to say this, right? Because I don't want to make this whole video about this one bank. I'm just saying, like, y'all gotta understand, business is a little bit different than personal. You want to strategize. Don't just be doing anything just random without, an end goal. Like, what's your end goal with this bank, right? So I haven't heard anybody say, maybe I've heard that people have gotten like auto loans in the business name with Navy Federal, but I highly doubt that, and they're probably going to ask you for docs. But other than that, large limit business credit card that I know is a thing, like, is it at 0%? No, so it's a charge card. Cool, gotta pay. Like, cool, you're gonna get approved for $80,000 and pay it off in 22 days. Cool, I guess. It's whatever floats your boat. But as far as the right type of business checking accounts that you really want to go after, right? Let's see. Let's go down the list. What are the right type of business checking accounts that you want to have? First, you want to have Chase. Chase is the best. Chase is the king of the hill when it comes to business checking accounts. Everybody knows this. Chase is one of the biggest banks in the United States of America. And to be honest, to answer this question even a better way, I would start by looking at the top 5 nationwide banks in America, in the US, right? Because they're big for a reason, right? When it comes to business checking accounts, right? So first you want to get Chase. Why? Because they will give out, they give out the most funding to small businesses, as far as I know. And I've helped a lot of people get funding, right? I've helped a lot of people get funding, and Chase has been able to give me and my clients a few $100,000, combined over 1 million people, combined over $1 million in funding with Chase alone. So ultimately, you want to start with Chase if you still have a great relationship with Chase. And there's a lot of other banks that are very similar to Chase, right? Such as Wells Fargo, and then there's Bank of America. I would put both of those ones in second place for real. Not in my personal favorite order, but I would go Chase, and then I would go with, Wells or Bank of America, right? Chase and Bank of America are probably the top two because you can most likely find them in every state, right? You're most likely to find those two banks in every state, right? Bank of America and Chase, right? It's rare if it's not in your state. And then from there, Wells Fargo is not everywhere, but they operate. I heard they're pretty generous, and they have the 0% business credit cards, things. They have the lines of credit. They kind of have a similar blueprint to Chase, but Chase is more popular. Wells Fargo has a bad rep from things they used to do in the past, and I don't know if they still do it, but they do some weird stuff. Oh snap! Hold on. I wish this would just stay here, and it keeps falling. It's cool. I was trying to make this video one take, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to edit it. Okay, so we got Chase, we got Bank of America, and then we got Wells Fargo, but one of my personal favorites when it comes to getting a business checking account is US Bank. Right now, US Bank will give you $1,000 just for opening up a checking account and a savings account. Although there's a lot of banks that operate this way, but you would have to deposit a lot of funds into the business checking account and the business savings account. Probably off my memory, probably like $25,000 on the checking, $30,000 in the save. Something. Just deposit some money in there, leave it in there for 60 days. And most business bank accounts have this offer where you just park some money in there and you leave it in there for a while, and you'll get a sign-up bonus. You will get a sign-up bonus, and it's kind of like a thank you for doing business with us, right? Personal checking accounts have that as well, but I tell everybody so let me get through my list first. Ultimately, you want to go after Chase, BOA, Wells Fargo, US Bank. Then I know there's a couple regional banks, right? Then you can get after PNC as well. Right, PNC, they're pretty popular as well. But if you notice the trend, all of these banks I just mentioned have some sort of 0% APR credit card intro, right? So you get the card, you get 0% interest for an entire year. Some maybe 9-7 months, but some all the way up to 18 months, like US Bank, right? So the ultimate goal is to get a business checking account and establish a relationship with one of these banks that will actually benefit you in the long run when you're trying to get some funding. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the right type of bank accounts to choose when you're looking to get a business checking account, period. The pros, the cons, come on guys, let's use our common sense here. So those are, a list of my favorite banks. And if you want, because this list can differ depending on what state you're in, right? So what I've actually put together is the top 5 banks in every single state that you should get a business checking account for if your ultimate goal is to get some funding. Come to the word top 5, and I'm gonna send you the top 5 banks in your state that you should get a business checking account. You won't regret it. This is a blueprint for every single state. If you got LLCs in multiple states, awesome. That's another topic. But if you're looking to know which banks are the best ones to get a business checking account with that will give you the most funding, comment the word top 5 or send me a DM. I'll send you the link so you can download this document so you can just have the blueprint right then and there, and you'll be getting the right type of business checking account. Other than that, man, follow me for more tips, and like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me, hit the button below, whatever you got to do. Delete King 850.